Artists and Creators presents Salvador Dalí, the surrealist who painted dreams. Have you ever seen a clock melt, or elephants with impossibly long, spindly legs? If so, you've likely stepped into the bizarre and brilliant world of Salvador Dalí. More than just an artist, Dalí was a showman, a provocateur, and a genius who painted his own dreams, inviting us all to question the very nature of reality. But who was the man behind the famous mustache? Let's peel back the layers of the surreal and discover the life of a true master of the imagination. Our story begins on May 11th, 1904, in the small town of Figueres, Spain. Born into a comfortable middle-class family, young Salvador was a precocious and often unruly child. His parents doted on him, perhaps a little too much. In fact, they had lost another son, also named Salvador, just 9 months before he was born. At the age of 5, his parents took him to his brother's grave and told him he was his brother's reincarnation. This bizarre and haunting idea stuck with him his entire life, fueling a deep-seated need to prove his own unique existence. From an early age, Dalí showed a remarkable talent for drawing. His parents recognized his gift and built him his first art studio. He was obsessed with art, devouring books on the old masters and experimenting with different styles. At just 14, his work was already being exhibited in his hometown. He was a prodigy, but also a rebel. His eccentric behavior and flamboyant dress sense often got him into trouble at the local art school. He knew he was different, and he reveled in it. In EJORR, Dalí moved to Madrid to study at the Royal Academy of Fine Arts of San Fernando. This was a pivotal moment. The city was a buzzing hub of creativity, and Dalí quickly fell in with a group of avant-garde thinkers, including the filmmaker Luis Buñuel and the poet Federico Garcia Lorca. Together, they explored the new and radical ideas sweeping across Europe, from Cubism to Dadaism. Dalí's art began to transform. He absorbed these influences, but always added his own unique, bizarre twist. He was eventually expelled from the academy, just before his final exams, for declaring that no one on the faculty was competent enough to examine him. Classic Dalí. The late 20s saw Dalí make his first trip to Paris, the epicenter of the art world. It was here he finally found his tribe, the Surrealists. Led by André Breton, this group of artists and writers was fascinated by the subconscious mind, dreams, and the irrational. Dalí's style, which he called his paranoia critical method, was a perfect fit. He would induce hallucinatory states to unlock images from his subconscious, which he would then paint with meticulous, photographic precision. It was during this period that he met the love of his life and his greatest muse, Elena Diakonova, better known as Gala. At the time, she was married to his friend, the surrealist poet Paul Eluard, but Dalí was instantly captivated. Gala became his everything, his model, his business manager, his stabilizer. She was the anchor to his wild, chaotic genius. Their love was unconventional, but profoundly deep, and she would appear in his work again and again for the rest of his life. In 1929, Dalí collaborated with his friend Luis Buñuel on the shocking short film Un Chien Andalou, or An Andalusian Dog. The film, with its infamous eyeball-slicing scene, was designed to shock the bourgeoisie and became an instant surrealist masterpiece. It cemented Dalí's reputation as a leading figure in the movement. Then, in 1931, Dalí painted what would become his most famous work, and one of the most recognizable images in all of art history: the persistence of memory. Those iconic melting clocks, draped over a desolate landscape, are a perfect representation of his surrealist vision. The idea supposedly came to him after observing some camembert cheese melting in the sun. It's a powerful statement about the fluidity and strangeness of time, memory, and our perception of reality. The painting was an overnight sensation, making Dalí an international star. As his fame grew, so did his flamboyant public persona. The upturned waxed mustache, the strange pronouncements, the pet ocelot named Babouit, was all part of the Dalí brand. He understood the power of celebrity long before the age of social media. Some of his surrealist colleagues, however, were not impressed. André Breton, the Pope of Surrealism, criticized Dalí's commercialism and his apolitical stance during a time of great political turmoil in Europe. He famously gave Dalí the anagrammatic nickname Avis de Dollars, which means eager for dollars. The rift grew, and by the end of the 1930s, Dalí was formally expelled from the Surrealist group, but it hardly mattered. Dalí simply declared, "I am Surrealism." With the outbreak of World War II, Dalí and Gala fled Europe and moved to the United States, where they would live for 8 years. America fell in love with him. His eccentricities and undeniable talent made him a media sensation. He collaborated with Alfred Hitchcock on the dream sequence for the film Spellbound, and he even worked on a short animated film with Walt Disney called Destino, which was finally completed and released decades after his death. He designed jewelry, furniture, and magazine covers. He was everywhere, bringing his unique vision to the masses and blurring the lines between high art and popular culture. After the war, Dalí and Gala returned to their beloved Spain, settling in a seaside home in Portligat. His work entered what he called his nuclear mysticism period. He became fascinated with science, religion, and history, creating massive, epic canvases that combined his surrealist imagery with classical techniques and religious themes, like the Christ of St. John of the Cross. He was still pushing boundaries, still exploring the depths of his own incredible imagination. He also opened the Dalí Theatre Museum in his hometown of Figueres, a surrealist monument that he called the largest surrealistic object in the world, and a fitting testament to his life and work. The final years of Dalí's life were marked by sadness. His beloved Gala passed away in 1982, and the loss devastated him. His health declined, and a tremor in his hand, possibly from Parkinson's disease, made it impossible for him to paint with the same precision. He became a recluse, living out his final years in his museum. On January 23, 1989, Salvador Dalí passed away, leaving behind a world that was infinitely richer and stranger for his presence. Salvador Dalí was more than just a painter. He was an artist who lived his art. He crafted a life as complex, bizarre, and captivating as any of his canvases. From the melting clocks to the lobster telephones, he showed us that the world of dreams is just as real as the world we see when we open our eyes. He taught us to embrace the irrational, to celebrate the eccentric, and to never be afraid of our own imagination. His legacy is not just in museums, it's in the very way we think about art, fame, and the strange, beautiful dream of being human. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this journey into the mind of a master, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more similar stories. See you in the next episode of Artists and Creators.